Pokémon, eh? Illegal dogfighting that has somehow been reappropriated into a national sport. But there is one thing that Pokémon can't get away from, and that's obesity. It's true, there's a huge amount of Pokémon that are chunky boys, and although they're utterly adorable, it's much to the dismay of their physical health. See, Pokémon have been going to the gym for about 20 years now, yet they still can't seem to drop those extra few pounds. I recently attempted a challenge run on Pokémon Emerald, randomizer Nuzlocke to be specific, but I wanted to add a little bit of spice into the mix. And because I'm very much an advocate for healthy eating, I decided to instate my own little rule. I was only going to use Pokémon with a healthy BMI. I'm sure you can see where this is going. It was a disaster, an utter shambles, some would say. I was consistently and utterly bombarded by just blubbering beasts that took the term dad bod and just fucking ran with it, or I guess didn't run in their case.
We've just lost. What?
Across 3 attempts and around 40 wild encounters, I found 4 usable Pokemon, leaving us with an obesity rating of 90%. So Nintendo, we need to talk about the rampant obesity issue in the Pokémon universe. To start, I had to settle on a parameter, which is why I chose BMI. And BMI, for those who don't know, stands for Body Mass Index. It takes your weight and your height, and it gives you a number. If that number's between 18 and 25, you're considered healthy. If it's lower, you're underweight, and if it's higher, you're overweight. Pretty simple, actually. For example, let's take my weight, which is 92 kilograms. Oh, excuse me. And my height, which is a confident 6'2". Okay. But those measurements leave me with a BMI of 28.9, which according to BMI makes me a chunky boy. Does this mean with the found information I'm going to start up an Instagram page called Furry Chunk and farm those likes? No, because according to Instagram that's against their guidelines and would be better suited to Grindr. But enough about my potential future career as a male escort. We're here to find out which Pokemon need to hit the gym and which Pokemon need to hit the gym. See what I did there with the inflection? Comedy gold. I initially started this painstaking process by going through each Pokemon individually, working out their height and their weight from the Pokedex, and then individually working out their BMI. Then I found out that PokemonDB.net had done the hard work for me, so after a few minutes of existential crisis, I got to work. Let's start with Steelix. Steel and rock types tend to be 2 types that are often more on the heavy side, whether it's due to their casing or body being contained in some sort of rock or steel, or more because of their ginormous height. Steelix, on the other hand, is a bit of an anomaly. Steelix has a height of 30 foot and 2 inches, and that's definitely the same measurement, I assure you, and a weight of 400 kilos, leaving our favourite steel snake at a BMI of 4. Yeah, 4. Whether that's partly due to its enormous size, or the fact that Steelix is no more than a steel casing on a once-loved rock snake that, let's face it, didn't get the love that it deserved, and now it's just merely a hollow husk of what could have been. Anyway, the humble Zigzagoon. Most likely one of everyone's first HM slaves, and let's face it, we use this guy for our copious collection of rare candies. But our furry little associate has got his paw in the company pot and has been dipping into them candies himself. Zigzagoon boasts a BMI of 109. And I'll be the first to say, if you take him to the vet, they won't be happy. So next time you hop on your Zigzagoon's back and sail on over to Moss Deep City, make sure he does a couple of laps around the island. Now here's a little fun fact. Despite all of the Regis being overweight, mostly due to their body being covered in some sort of natural resource, Regirock has the highest BMI at 79.6. This is partly due to him weighing a considerable amount more, namely 25 kilograms over Registeel and 55 over Regice. But a big part comes from their height. See, Registeel is a commanding 6'3", and Regice a respectable 5'11". But Regirock waddles into frame at only 5'7", which, categorically speaking, makes him a manlet. What does that have to do with the video? Nothing. I just thought it was funny. A fair few ghost and flying types, for that matter, way under the 18 mark and are, in essence, underweight. Whether that's due to abiding by the laws of aviation or because they're merely in a gaseous form, there is still a very weird outlier. Spiritomb, and for those with a deep knowledge of Pokemon lore, understand that Spiritomb is created by forging together 108 dead souls. Conveniently, Spiritomb also has a BMI of 108. Now, this is due to Spiritomb being only a meter tall and having a weight of 108 kilos, thus ending up with a BMI of 108. But is this a cute little Easter egg, referencing 108 dead people? Or are Game Freak supposing that we believe a small child could carry around a 108 kilo keystone in his backpack? Well, which is it, Game Freak? Oh, and another thing. Sorry about that, some things came up. I want to end on one that surprised me during my playthrough. Whilst all the other baby Pokemon of Generation 2 sit comfortably underweight, Cleffa blows that out the water with a BMI of 33.3. But I've got a theory. It's pure muscle. See, BMI doesn't take into account muscle mass. And Cleffa certainly is not a chunky Pokemon. So thus, our little guest from the moon must be packing so much muscle that even a hunk of a man like I would hesitate to get in a ring with it. That's enough about surprising entries though. It's time to tackle the issue at hand. I've divided the Pokemon into 3 categories: underweight, healthy, and overweight, which is super original. So out of the 1036 Pokemon, which include alternate forms, megas, and even regional forms, just for the sake of accuracy, only 188 of them fit in the healthy range. Contrasting with that, only 239 of them are underweight, which we can even ignore a lot due to ghost type Pokemon and flying type Pokemon, but it leaves a whopping 607 Pokemon that are overweight. On a percentage basis, this leaves the Pokemon world at a whopping 59% obesity rating, which I'm actually really glad adds up because I'm terrible at math. To put that in perspective, the country of Nauru actually has an obesity rating of 61%. But to put it in a better perspective, America, the country slated for its more rotund population, only has an obesity rating of 36.2. Now, what does that mean? Well, nothing, really. Game Freak's weight and height for Pokemon could have just been an arbitrary number they used to fill in the value, or maybe a little Easter egg, like Spiritombs. I'm sure Game Freak hasn't intentionally made regions full of obese Pokemon, and if they have, that says more about them as a game design company than the game itself. Regardless, next time you capture one of those Pokemon in one of them spherical sarcophagi, just, you know, consider letting it out once in a while, so that it's not totally damned in there until your save file eventually gets deleted. And just can at least get some exercise. And with that said, and as Eddie once said to Chandler, see ya, pals.